Hello, Internet. My name's Tim Popek. I'm from Long McQuade in Toronto. And today we're doing our live stream on great gift ideas for the drummer and percussionist on your list. I mean, not me. I mean, I already own all this stuff. Like, you know, if you wanted to get me something, you know, check out the bass one from 2 weeks ago or something like that, or whatever. Anyway, so here we are, and you know, basically everything I'm going to be talking about thus far is going to be from the Long McQuade gift issue. You probably have one in the mail. I know I got one, and yeah, we're going to be looking at the drum pages. That's kind of what all this stuff is here, all based off of these couple pages there. So anyway, so we're going to get into that. We got a question board, so I'm going to be answering all your questions and stuff too. So if you feel free to type something. I got my little screen up here to to let me know about that. And also, you know, talking gift cards and stuff. Aside from the products we're going to be talking about, a lot of them actually do come with gift cards. What we're going to get into, but you could also pick up one of these with a little tray too. And they come in various different styles, like, for instance, drumsticks for the drummer on your list, right? Guitars if you're into that sort of thing too, Anyway, so there's those couple things that's kind of important. We're going to get into those. But yeah, lots of things to cover. Basically, I'm going to be, as if you were in the store. These are the kind of things that I talk about on the regular. So we're just going to get right into it. We're going to talk about a full-out drum set, first of all. This is the Mapex Tornado. Why not? It's kind of what we're all here for. And also, if you've never seen a drum set before, get ready, because this is what they are. This is how big they are. This is what they do. And I'm going to waltz over here, and we're going to take a look at that. All right. Promised myself I wasn't going to trip over anything. So we'll see how that goes. All right. So here we have Mapex Tornado. It's a 5-piece kit. Basically everything you get comes here, right? You have your cymbals, you have your hardware. We're going to talk about hardware and cymbals and stuff like that individually, to a degree. But basically everything you need to get started is right here. Goes for $5.25, and it even comes with a $25 gift card. So there you go. Back on the subject of gift cards. So they come in like 3 different colors. You have like black, burgundy, or blue, and a couple different sizes of drums, right? Like or different configurations. This one being of the smaller type. I have like a 20-inch bass drum. And I have a 10-inch rack tom, 12-inch rack tom, 14-inch floor tom, which right over there, 14-inch snare drum. Again, comes with all the hardware, like my hi-hat cymbals and my crash right over here. And again, there's also a configuration where you'd have a 22-inch bass drum and a 16-inch floor tom. But in this case, we went for the smaller one because this is not a big room. Anyway, so I'm going to, just kind of play this. You hear what it sounds like. And yeah, there you go. So. Oddly enough, that sounds like a drum set, right? That's kind of what I was expecting. So anyway, there's your full drum set. If you're in the market for that, again, $5.25. For the drummer on your list that's looking to get started, everything you need is in this package, right? It comes in 2 boxes. Yeah, very easy. So now there's a lot of add-ons with drums, a lot of accessories, and with drums and percussion and stuff. A lot of hardware-ish like options and stuff. So one thing that I get asked a lot about, actually, if you already have a drum set, and you live in the city or whatever, or noise is an option, or sorry, is an issue. There's a lot of options for muting and keeping the volume down for your drums and hardware and stuff. So for instance, one thing I brought with me is these Zildjian low volume cymbals. I just kind of had one set up right here. I do have a box of them that we'll talk about in a sec, but basically they come in a couple different configurations. I'm actually just gonna check my note on this one because I wrote some things down because I was prepared. So yeah, there's the LV348 series. I like that one because it's got your 18-inch crash ride, which is kind of like what this guy is here. You have like a 14-inch crash and a set of 13-inch hi-hats. And again, they're perforated cymbals, so actually like not a whole lot of volume coming out of those things. I'll kind of play the kit with that in a sec. I'm just going to talk about it a little bit more. But also, you can get them individually, like you can get like a 10-inch splash. I think there's a China cymbal option, like a 20-inch ride. So these are great options if you already have drums, but it's tough to practice because like volume is an issue. That's not a bad option. So anyway, I'm gonna give that a couple whacks here while I play the whole kit, and you kind of hear the difference between your regular cymbal here and your low volume. So here we go. That's pretty quiet. That's quite the dramatic difference there. Anyway, so now other things like, well, let's see what else we got here. I have these Evans drum mutes. This guy right here. And essentially you can outfit your entire kit with these mutes. They take down about 90% of the sound or the volume. And I'm going to give you an example of what the snare drum one sounds like. Like, again, it's like a rubber pad, kind of, very, very flexible and whatnot. And it's just going to go on top of my snare drum. So I'll just kind of play the drum itself, right? So, and here it is with the pad on top. Here we go. Turn the snares off, it's even quieter. Paired with your low volume cymbal, you get a pretty quiet kit. You get what I'm talking about. And again, they come in all sizes for the individual drums. So not a bad idea to know the sizes that you're dealing with, but you can get these in packs if you wanted to. Again, just know the sizes you're dealing with, right? And various price ranges, like they start, essentially like a 10-inch pad is going to be $11.99. One like this, like a 14 that I got here, this, I think it's $15. They go up to about 20, or well, $19.75 for a 16. So get like the kind of broad range there. I'm going to attempt to put this back, because I might use it on another drum later. Who knows, right? I got all day. All right, I'm just going to move this over yonder. And other kind of more quiet-esque type things that we can talk about. Again, I'm going to be demoing some snare drums in a bit, and then more of these stick options or like low volume type things for that. I will get into more there, but you can kind of see how they would work in a kit perspective. Actually, we're going to talk about moon gels. These are also on sale right now. What are these going for? Let me look at my, hold on a second. These are going for $7.99. Bam, they come in clear and blue, or I say like, diet and regular. So these would be your diet moon gels. I don't know why. It's just something I say. So right out of the package here, these are essentially like any drummer who's played on stage or whatever, or and like owns a drum set or has issues tuning their kit, or like in any kind of room. These work wonders for getting rid of overtones and just kind of helping your tuning of the kit, getting rid of some snare buzz and stuff. They're just like these little, in these cases they're clear, little squares. You can cut them in half if you wanted to, but I'm going to keep them intact. And you can wash them also. These ones aren't as they're great. They're great. So here we go. Serious snare drum, no mute. And let's toss that first moon gel on here. It just literally goes on the drum head. And dramatic difference. even on the toms, right? I can go to a 10-inch tom here. A little bit of gel. Significant difference, right? So, you know, people that have recording studios or drummers that you know have that gig or like just basically drummers use moon gel. We all buy it. We all have it. $7.99, easy stocking stuffer right there. You know, problem solved. Looking at some other things for, you know, like you're lowering your volume down. Before I get into that fun kit over there, we're gonna talk about some other things. Like, let's see. Oh, here we go. These are interesting. These are called dowels. They're lighter than regular drumsticks, right? I'm just gonna open these ones up. Why not? These are from Los Cabos, Canadian made. 28.25 for these guys. And we're just going to see what that sounds like. All right. So as you can see, they're just like regular drumsticks, but, well, they're the same diameter, but they have a lot of little, it's like a little bundle of sticks here. And they sound significantly quieter than regular drumsticks. So we'll give you an example of what that sounds like here. So. Not bad, not bad. So again, great option for keeping your volume down. Again, I know this is a big thing for drummers, especially you know, I deal with a lot of Toronto drummers. A lot of us don't have a place to keep our kits, so we like to have things that we could use to keep our volume down. So low volume cymbals, lighter drumsticks, muffle pads, stuff like that. Even mesh drum heads, which we'll get into later when I talk about some snare drums that I brought, because I brought a mesh drum head. Promise, we're going to talk about that. Other thing, brushes. These are also pretty awesome. I got these Vic Firth brushes. These are like kind of like a personal favorite of mine. I like these ones just because well, again, personal preference. I like the thickness of the brushes themselves. And they have a good grip on them. So they feel more like a 5B drumstick, which is a little bit thicker diameter. And they have heavy bristles, which are, you know, they have a little bit more volume, I find. I know we're talking about no volume right now, but in this case, like with brushes, they can get kind of quiet. But, you know, these things, they... Again, pretty quiet, great option, and an easy stocking stuffer for any drummer. Again, they're retractable as well, pretty cool. And yeah, another option for brushes, because I always like to have different options. I like to give different options out for these things. I have another set from Los Cabos, again, Canadian made. These ones go for $24.95, regular $27.50, so good savings there. These ones are made of a different material. I'm going to open these up also. I promise I'll put them back. These guys, they have, well, first of all, they're not retractable, but they have a wooden handle, which is they're a little bit more realistic, so you can actually do more drum set technique kind of things. You can kind of get into more like rim knocks if you want it, or hitting on cymbals and stuff, but they're also made out of a plastic too. So they're not like, well, you could use them as more of a replacement for sticks as opposed to, say, like a wire brush, which is more like, you know, using your swash, you kind of lighter jazz playing. But these ones, you can actually use these on cajons too, right? Like people use brushes for cajons as well. Different kind of a sound effect as opposed to your hands. But anyway, here's what these ones sound like specifically. So. A a lighter option than playing with regular drumsticks, and again, an easy stocking stuffer, easy gift for any drummer, percussionist on your list of any skill level. Doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. Yeah. Anyway, so toss those back in there. Well, actually, I'm on the subject of drumsticks. I got a couple options there. You know, why not? First off, actually, I'm going to save those for later. We have this 4-pack from Los Cabos, again, Canadian made. Actually, I was using some of these ones, actually the 5A Red Hickory. I got a set over on the kit over there, which I'll get to. But yeah, you get a 4-pack here, so you get 3 pairs of your regular white hickory and your 1 pair of red hickory. Red hickory is just a little bit more dense than your regular hickory. It's, you know, a center cut of the tree, and so it has like a little bit more weight to it, a little bit more durability. If you find that you're breaking sticks, but you know, you don't want to you know, go to like a heavy oak stick because you find it's tough on your joints and stuff. Red hickory is a great option for that because that's what it does. It's more dense than white hickory, and it's a bit more durability. And it's up there. Soul Shakes. I got my first question here. Any mallets for drum set? Ooh, great question, Aaron. Great question. I did not bring any mallets with me, but you can actually use mallets for drum sets. There are some Los Cabos options for that. They actually have like a felt like a tip for doing your cymbal swells, plus they have like a stick tip end of it, like a little bead at the end, which you could use, you know, flip over for your snare drum playing and whatnot. So they're great for I think it's called a crossover stick, but yeah, it's the mallet that you can use on brush or on cymbals and on the drums themselves, and also like the bead for the snare drum playing. Thank you, Aaron, for that. I'm sure I'll see you tomorrow or something. Anyway, so that is a lot of the mute type things and the low volume. Actually, another thing that I had just behind me right now that we might even address in a bit is this little Zildjian compact multi-tool type thing here. It's pretty awesome. Like they have like a little carabiner that you can mount either onto your stick bag or like onto your belt loop or whatever. It's got like a few different, a couple of different screwdrivers and the drum key piece itself. Basically, you know, reality, drums break, they can, or you might need to adjust something on the fly. Having all your tools in one spot, kind of a great idea. I have a tool similar to this that I use on the regular, on my day-to-day. But yeah, so Red Hickory, Los Cabos, drumsticks. Other drumsticks I was going to talk about, I have some John Bonham signature drumsticks. You know, for your Led Zeppelin fan of... Actually, there's the label right there. Or you can see the price tag, $13.99. Bam, John Bonham signature drumsticks. I like these. They feel pretty good. If you're, got a Led Zeppelin fan, why not have, some souvenir drumsticks or practically these drumsticks? Doesn't matter. But anyway, so that is kind of covers a little bit of like keeping drums quiet with like other sticks. Actually, one thing I'm going to bring up is this box right here. It's just been kind of staring at me. It is a Mapex snare drum. I'm just gonna do the great reveal on this thing, and one other quick thing here. Okay, here we go. So this guy is your Mapex 10 by 5.5 maple snare drum. Out of the box. I may or may not have tuned it beforehand. But yeah. Let's see here. Oy. I'm stuck on so many things. All right. So, very small. Looks pretty all right. I like it, like the color of it. And again, it can be used as like a side snare drum, like an auxiliary side snare. That's actually what I'm going to use it for right now. I'm going to attach it to my Mapex snare boom stand, the MPX B600, also on sale, which we'll get into in a bit. So here's this little slide snare drum here. Here we go. great little accent snare drum there. Yeah, 6-ply, 6.5 ply maple. Yeah, but great snare drum, $150. Comes with a $10 gift card as well. You know, used as a, like I said, a side snare like I just did, or it could be a main snare for like a smaller kit. Like if you're playing like a smaller, maybe a 16-inch bass drum kit, you have like a little jam kit, why not have a smaller snare drum to go along with that? So, bam, there you go.
Hey, Tim.
Yep.
Can we do one more demo of that snare? Because I was clipping. I just want
Okay, all right.
do it justice.
All right, and Aaron, no family pack of earplugs, but I know what you mean. So. There you go. Little small 10-inch side snare right there. All right. Oh, I have a Carlos has a question. When should drum heads be replaced? Great question. Well, I mean, to be honest, it's kind of like getting an oil change if you're a motorist, right? You get it when you need it. Or like at a certain certain kilometers. Like you don't want to have the drum heads on there for a very long time. Obviously, like usually, if you play a lot, it could be once every month or two. But again, if you're playing a lot, you might need to change them more. So, but you'll notice if the drums aren't really staying in tune, they've probably overstretched beyond the glue. People tend to ask actually when you should change the bottom heads, like the resonant heads. That should be on a 3-to-1 ratio. Every third time you change the top head, you should change the bottom head. So hopefully that answers your question. Yeah, because they are taking force as well. Like those bottom heads, like they're taking the blast of the air that you're sending down from the batter. It's hitting the bottom, and they can still get blown out. So. Yeah, like you'll notice that the drums won't necessarily stay in tune after a while. So maybe if you're playing a lot, like maybe like a couple times a week, I would change them maybe every month or two, to be safe. But you could let it go. You can let it go for a while. Anyway, so there's that. There's our little snare drum talk. Our cymbals, low volume cymbals, and talked about some sticks and whatnot. Okay. I'm going to relocate to this other kit that you can't see. Well, you can now. This is the Elisis Nitro Mesh Kit. And first of all, I think it's awesome. So it's very light. It's very compact, first of all. Very light drum frame, easy to put together. I mean, I always say if you've ever built anything from IKEA, you could probably figure out how to set one of these up. Everything is like it even comes with its own tool to fix it. It's pretty simple. So anyway, so here's this kit. It's an all mesh drum set, and yeah, like it's I think it's 549, and it has like you get your two two chokeable cymbals. It even comes with a bass pedal. Some electronic kits do not do that, but this one comes with your full bass pedal and kick tower and stuff. I'm going to take this for a spin. Actually, you can see how low volume it is, like when I'm just kind of hitting it when it's not even on, right? Right? Not a whole lot going on there, so you're not going to annoy your neighbors or mom and dad or whatever. So you're welcome. So I'm going to fire this one up here, and the power button is there. We go. Oh wait, no, there we go. All right, and I'm going to toss on some headphones here, which we're going to talk about these in a sec. Actually, talk about them right now. I got the HP DJ1 headphones on sale for $29.99. I like them because they go over the ears. Like when you're playing with electronic drums or acoustic drums, you want to have headphones that go over your ears, so they offer a little bit of noise reduction. So essentially, for me, I don't want to be able to hear the the acoustic tapping of the pads interfering with what I'm hearing in my headphones here. So ones that go over the ears are definitely better, and so these ones they do that, as well as the SR350s. These Samsungs right here, also $29.99, do the exact same thing. They're meant for electronic drums, right? I mean, you might as well get the tool that's meant for that job. So anyway, they go over the ears. They have a great frequency response. They're meant for electronic drums. There you go. So let's see what this kit can do with these trusty headphones on. Okay. Oh, I should probably put them on. Maybe. I don't know. Let's try that again. We're just going to edit around that. So, awesome realistic drum sounds coming out of there. And it feels like an actual drum set to play. I mean, I have an actual kick pedal. You don't get much more real than that. And there's a bunch of different kit options in the module here. I'm going to just go through and play with a couple different ones here. Let's see what this one sounds like. There you go. That sounds all right. That's for you, Barn. All right. And then, yeah, other like. Anyway, so. Whole lot of fun. You could actually hook up, say, like your auxiliary device, like say your iPad or your phone or your music player, to this unit via the auxiliary input, and play along with music and stuff. That's like a lot of things I do at home. Jam along to songs and stuff, yeah, basically. Play drums without disrupting the lives of your neighbors or your parents or your roommates and stuff, right? I mean, both my roommate and I have electronic drum sets. Like, we play all the time. Anyway, so there is that, the Elisis Nitro mesh kit for $550. All mesh kit, obviously, like as I mentioned, low volume, lightweight, comes with a bass drum pedal. Yeah, I like this kit a lot. For that price point, it's everything that you need to play electronic drums in one box, really. Anyway, so there's another kit that's yes, it has a question from Aaron again. Yes, there is a built-in metronome, and it is there's actually built-in metronome, built-in songs and stuff. But let me see here. Let me get that going. Let's see here. There we go. Where did it go? Where's my metronome button? Oops. There you go. There you go. What does it sell for? Well, you get for $550, you get this whole kit, including the bass drum pedal. It does not come with headphones, but we do have headphones that we have on sale. As I mentioned, the HP DJ ones for $30, or the SR 350s from Samsung, also $29.99. And they also will have, sometimes electronic drums will have different input jacks, like either your 1/4 inch or your 1/8 inch. These headphones do come with both adapters for that, so you don't have to worry about which kind of input it's going to use. You're already taken care of in And any capability to record drum parts? Yes, actually. Through this, you can record out. There's MIDI outputs, 2 of them at the back of the module, and that can go into like an interface to go into your computer or whatnot to be able to take these sounds from the kit and be able to record them into a computer. So yes, absolutely you can do that. And again, all for $550. You can do all those things. You have a great kit that you can practice, like morning, noon, and night, plus record with it. Yeah, it's lightweight. It's fun. It's happy. And there is an option from Roland, as we mentioned. I do not have it here because this is not a very large room. But also, I figured I would turn it over to a Roland expert, being my friend Miles. He did a demo on the Roland TD1, TD1 DMK, I believe, their double mesh kit, and that one sells for $9.99. And we are going to see what he has to say, and we might do some resetting here and get out some snare drums and continue talking about drums. All right? So take it away, Miles. Here we go.
Hi friends and fans of Long McQuade. My name is Miles Gibbons. I'm the percussion support specialist at Roland Canada, and I'm here at our Toronto Inspiration Center to show you the new TD1 DMK kit. So DMK stands for double mesh, and that's talking about our dual ply cross-woven mesh heads, which are unique to the Roland V-Drums line. So that double mesh gives you extra tensile strength for durability, a great playing feel that will respond to all your double strokes and flams and drum techniques, and increased trigger sensitivity. So let me play a few of my favorite kits in this module for you. So kit number 2 is a great general purpose pop and rock kit. I'm going to switch to kit 4, which gives me a nice bop-style jazz kit. Kit number 6 gives me nice beefy toms and stadium-style sound. And lastly, I'm going to switch over to kit number 12, which gives you the iconic Roland 808 sound, great for hip hop and trap. So those are 4 of my favorite kits from the 15 kits that we have on the TD1 DMK. So let's take a closer look at the TD1 module. In the top right-hand corner, we have dedicated power and volume buttons. I've also got a select button to move through the 4 different modes, a dedicated metronome button to enable and disable the onboard click, and plus or minus buttons to move us through our menus. So in drums mode, these plus or minus buttons will select different kits. I can also hold down the select button for a tap tempo feature. If I just press that once, I move into tempo mode, where I can use the plus or minus buttons to select a different tempo. I can also hold down the metronome button to enable or disable a different amount of beats or different types of subdivisions that the click will play. If I hit select again, that'll bring us to our coach function. And I can move through our 10 different coach functions. So included in those are time, tempo, and quiet count to help us work on internal sense of time. We've got a dynamic check that will help you work on controlling the strength of your strokes. There's a timer that will enable you to practice for a preset length of time, and an onboard recording function that will let you play and then listen back to what you've played later. I can also hold down the metronome button in each coach function to control the parameters of that function. So lastly, if I hit select one more time, that brings us to our song selection. So I can scroll through our 15 onboard songs, and I can hold down the metronome button to either enable or disable the click. So on the left side of the TD1 module, we've got an 1/8" output, which you can connect to a pair of headphones, a home stereo, or a PA system. We've also got a USB port, so you can connect the TD1 to your computer. So you can send MIDI information to a drum VST for recording purposes. You can sync up to our Drum Tutor app, or you can download Melodics from melodics.com, which is a great program for your home computer that gives you a visual reference for popular grooves, fills, and patterns, and will allow you to play along and gauge your progress learning these grooves and fills with the TD1 DMK. So the TD1 comes with the MDS compact rack, which has newly designed cymbal and hi-hat stands for positioning flexibility. You've got PDX6 mesh toms, a PDX8 mesh snare, and the ability to use a double pedal. So you've got great sounding kits, great sounding songs, practice functions, a sturdy rack, and pads that feel great. So you can check this kit out at your local Long McQuade or at longmcquade.com. Thanks for checking out the TD1 DMK with me.
All right. Well, thank you, Miles. So that was the Roland TD1 DMK, or double mesh kit, selling for $1,000 and $999 in our gift issue. So pick one of those up. Pretty awesome. Actually, it is an all mesh kit, as you mentioned, as also the Elisis one that I played earlier. As you can see, it's been relocated. I've revamped, and I have right here. We were talking about mesh drum heads earlier, and actually I do have one here. This is called a Remo Silent Stroke drum head, and they can go on any drum head, or any size drum really. And what it is, it's a woven mesh. Hello, you know, it's see-through mesh, single ply. Same kind of collar that you'd have on a regular, it's like a regular drum head, but just instead of made out of mylar, it's made out of this mesh. And I have one on my snare drum here. So again, you can outfit your entire kit with these heads, and they're the same price as regular drum heads, right? So here we go, sounds like this. Take the snares off also. As you can see, I'm hitting like I usually would hit hard, but there's no volume because it is a silent drum head. So there you go. And Mom, I swear they didn't have these when I was growing up, all right? I wish they did, but you know, they didn't. But you know, next generation, there you go. So there's my mesh drum head. Another great question, actually. I was going to bring this up. Aaron, thank you. Is it possible to use triggers with mesh heads? Yes, absolutely it is. Essentially, like, you know, most companies like Roland or Yamaha, even like Two Box, they have drum triggers that they go on top of the drum playing head. And essentially it's like almost like the reverse of how they are in regular electronic drums, where instead of like the sensor being on the bottom underneath, it's on top, rests on the head itself, clips to the rim, and it could run into an electronic drum module because there's no onboard sounds for these triggers. They have to be operate with a drum module. But yes, you can absolutely use triggers on a mesh drum set. It's actually a good live option. Because you can keep your stage volume down. It's kind of called a hybrid drum set, which I've done some work in. And there was a gift issue, I think 2018, I think it was, where I wrote an article on building hybrid drums actually, and how using mesh drum heads. So you can actually find that in a gift issue from a couple years ago in our archives. There you go. So yes, great question, Aaron, and that can happen. So yeah, mesh drum head. These can be paired also with those low volume cymbals, you know, to have like your full kit. You can outfit your kit with those low volume Zildjian cymbals. Actually, while I'm on the subject, I had that package right here, as you can see, for $319. This is going to be your set that's going to have your 18-inch crash ride, your 13-inch hi-hats, and your 14-inch crash. So again, there's a couple different options of, this one has, there's one that would be 14-inch hats and I think just an 18-inch crash ride. So there's a few different configurations of these guys. I just brought this one. Probably because it's the most common one we deal with, smaller size cymbals being like, 18, 13, 14. You don't really need to overkill it at that point. Yeah, actually, we're going to talk about some more snare drums while I'm sitting down. What do we got here? I have, okay, I'm going to remove this one. And I am going to say, let's try this Mapex Black Panther Shadow snare drum, right? Oh yeah, looks real nice. And I'm gonna toss that on here. Okay, so let's see, a 14 by 6.5. It goes for $3.99. It's what you'd expect from like a great snare builder like Mapex. It's got a hybrid drum shell. Like hybrid means it's made with two different shell materials. And in this case, we are dealing with a walnut and birch. Actually, just let you know what it sounds like. We're going to take a little look on it there, but very smooth throw-off operations and whatnot. Die-cast tubes. Here we go. Very full sounding drum. It's got like a nice, kind of a dark tone to it. That's again in the name, the shadow. Again, I like it how it's a hybrid shell. Like two different types of wood. Has a lot of character essentially. When you get hybrid shells like that, usually they have a bit more character to it. So anyway, I'm kind of a fan of those shells and of these drums also. Easy to tune also, like with your the die-cast tubes. There's a lot of weight that goes on the drum, so easier to tune, easier to kind of really hone into the drum head's capabilities, really. Anyway, moving on to next snare drum here. We're going to talk about this Ludwig Black Magic snare drum here. All right, this one also looks pretty cool. Couple different configurations for this drum. Actually, there's one that's like a die-cast version as well, but this one is like the regular. Well, they're both black nickel. This one goes for $375, and basically, you have your tube lugs. This has like your regular kind of triple flange hoops and your tube lugs. Again, like I said, it can also come with your die-cast and your tube lugs as well, but it's a beaded shell, as you can see here, so black nickel over brass, and basically it's it's a great representation of the classic black nickel over brass snares that you'd expect from Ludwig. They kind of pioneered this way of drum construction back in the 1920s. So, it's essentially. It's got all the sounds that you'd expect from a drum builder that's been doing it for literally 100 years, and it's only $375. So, great option. And here's what it sounds like. Great response. It's very sensitive. Like nice rich brass sound. It sounds like a classic traditional brass snare drum to me. It's got it, right? The Ludwig Black Magic snare drum. So anyway, $375. Great drum. Great drum manufacturer. So again, Mapex Black Panther, the Shadow snare drum, hybrid shell, wood snare drum versus your black nickel over brass Ludwig. Again, both beautiful drums. Found in our gift issue, $375 and $399. So pair that with your little side snare here. Boom, you got all your snare drums. You're all set. So actually, while I'm here with this drum, talking about hardware, I have this Mapex snare stand. So this is the MPX S600 stand here. Double braced, has like a collar on there, like so if you're like have a heavier snare drum, it's not going to slip. It's also not going to, well, it's a lot easier if you're taking your gear apart a lot. You can set it up more quickly, obviously. So that's that stand. It goes for $74.95. There's other ones like the Pearl S830 that we have in the gift issue that goes for $59.95. What's up, Rod? There you go, man. Not today. Maybe another time. And we talked about some other hardware like Pearl. Mapex boom stand. Like my silent cymbal here was set up on a Mapex triple three-piece boom stand. So this is the MPX B600. All right. So these guys are going for $74.95. Hideaway boom, which means that's actually, I'll just do this right now quickly. The boom stand can kind of collapse into itself, like so, right? It could be used as a straight stand or a boom stand. So you get more options like that. It's very versatile. Some people are like, do I need a boom stand? Do I need a straight stand? Well, for $74.95, you could have all of the above with this great Mapex MPX B600 boom stand. So there you go. So yeah, another great drum set option. Can you get replacement wires for snares? Another question. Yes, absolutely. You can get replacement wires for snare drums. They're called snare strainers, or just snare belts themselves. It's essentially, he's talking about this piece here that affixes to either side of the drum via a snare throw-off on one side and snare butt end on the other. And yeah, there's a lot of different styles of snare wires. Sometimes they can have up to 42 strands, or like little individual wires. Basically I think I see between 16 and 42 strands. Main companies that would manufacture these would be Pure Sound. There's also Gibraltar and Pearl, and Mapex actually make a lot of snare belts that we sell, and price range around about $15 to about $35 for more of like a brass Pure Sound wire. But anyway, yes, you can get replacement snare wires. Yes, indeed. None are labeled in the gift issue, but it can be done. What else were we going to talk about here? Well, I got a couple Cajons that we're going to get into, but these things have been staring at me for a little bit. The Roto-Toms here. Awesome addition to like a rock and roll drum set or any kind of percussion rig in itself. I do like these ones quite a bit. Like, they're easy to tune, not super heavy, but here's how they're going to sound here. And they're pretty simple to tune. You can either key tune them like you would with a regular drum, or you can actually just kind of spin them to get a so easy to maintain like that. So these are the Granite Percussion Roto-Toms, and they are listed in the gift issue. And we're gonna find these. We're gonna learn together. What do we got here? What do we got here? So these guys, $155 gift issue, comes with a $25 gift card. So more reason to do so. So again, they can go onto existing drum set, or I guess part of a percussion rig as well. They have multiple uses for your Rototoms. So great addition, and to any drum set. So anyway, moving on to some other fun things. I'm just going to kind of clear my space here. Let's see what else we got. Well, we talked a bit about the moon gels and whatnot. We talked a bit about that stuff. Okay. Well, I'm just going to get right into talking about these Cajons over here. So they became really popular over the last, maybe 10, 12 years. But, people ask about these all the time, the box drums, if you will. So the first one I'm going to mention is the GP Cajon 1. So I'm just going to look at what we got here. And so this guy is 150. Comes with this bag as well. It's a backpack style bag, which I like that, and if that's not good enough, you're 2 coconuts away from having your costume for Holy Grail, right? Here we go. Let's see. Let's open this up here. And GP Cajon 1. All right, fresh out of the box. A couple things that actually in the bag with it. You'd have this is a little seat. You can take the backing off there and toss it on there and make it a bit more comfortable. This also is just like a piece of foam that you could use to add a bit more tension to the snare wires. We're going to talk about that. Actually, if I take the drum itself and have the back sound hole here, there's snare wires on the inside. Boom. This guy right here. So this is what gives it its kind of a snappy sound. You can take this piece of foam and kind of put it underneath to give it more tension in certain areas. So I'm just going to leave that blank for now. But actually, this is one of the only Cajons you see that you can actually take the snare wire off this easily and turn it into more of a Peruvian style Cajon, which means no snare wires. It's just very like much of a box sound. So what that's going to sound like is like this. Very easy to play, like especially if you're, like a drummer who is looking to, like maybe get away from playing drum set, or like there's not enough, there's not enough space on stage for a drum set or whatever. Like Cajon is a great option for that to kind of get playing again, and with less of a footprint on stage, right? People tend to like that more. So. Again, this has a couple options of where you can place the snare wire. I'm just going to put it back in its basic setting, and we can hear what that's going to sound like. All right, where did it go? Done. All right, here we go. So now you hear like a dramatic difference that I've put the wires back inside. Here we go. So again, you have like the bass sound, and you have your snare sound in the one drum there. Again, comes with a bag and a little seat as well to make yourself a little bit more cozy. I do have another Cajon that we're gonna check out next. It is from Gone Bops is the manufacturer there. And that one goes for $384.99. It's the Alex Acuna signature one. So let me fire that one up. So and again, both these Cajons come with bags, which is pretty vital, especially if you're traveling around or just for storage and whatnot. I really like this one. You'll see why. It looks like furniture as well. And it's got a great sound to it, very rich bass drum sound. And the Gone Bops Alex Acuna series special edition. Oh my God. Look at this thing. Yeah, look at this. It's so neat, those inlays. All right, so this one I really like. Again, it's a beautiful piece. It looks like furniture. and it has amazing sound to it. It's like very snappy snare sound, very rich low-end bass drum sound. But enough about me talking about it. I'm actually going to play it. And here you go. So it sounds like this. So again, very rich, low end, and a good snappy snare sound. Again, it doesn't take a lot to play these instruments. They're very responsive, very sensitive. Not super loud, so they're good for just jamming at home or like in the backyard when it's not too cold out or something like that. Or toss this in the car for your next camping trip, or whatever. Excellent option. You don't need to be an acoustic guitar player to jam at the campfire. Just play your cajon. So, actually, before I put that away, we're going to talk about some cajon accessories, some things that you can play along with them. For instance, actually, the Monel foot tambourine. All right. So essentially, with like accessories for cajon, it's similar to like acoustic guitar. Anything that you could attach to your body or to the unit device itself can be used as a percussion accessory. In this case, this is just going to go on your foot, and you have your tambourine sounds. Not super abrasive. Sounds pretty awesome. So there's that, and these guys go for $12.95 down from $14.95. So another great option for a the cajon player on your list or multi-percussionist, right? What else we got? What else we got? Ooh, Granite Cowbell. Why not? Ooh. Cajons are like iPhones. There's lots of Yes, Andrew, that is true. Never thought about that before, but yeah, you're not wrong. Okay, but yeah, again, Granite's cowbell, right? Can mount off of any kind of percussion mounts per se. You can actually mount these off your bass drum, off of a cymbal stand, whatever. Let's see. Let me grab a stick here, and you can't hear what it sounds like out. It's just kind of in the bag, but sounds like a cowbell. These ones aren't particularly loud. That's why I like them. Like they just kind of blend in really well. Like some of them, you can find they're a little bit too high pitched or whatever. They're too cutting, and it might not be kind of the sound I'm going for. But I like these ones. They're like they're just very simple, not super expensive. You're not breaking the bank with them, but it sounds like what you need. It sounds like a cowbell. What else we got? What else we got? You have your Granite, tone block, right? Again, just a little noise maker you can add to your percussion setup. A little stick and a kind of like a wood block sound. So there's that. Another good percussion option. We also have a set of bongos here, the Granite bongos. Let's see what we got here. And I'll just wait for a question from Aaron on this one, but Johnny Bongo. So yeah, this is the Granite Bongo 2. They go for $59.95 and comes with a $25 gift card. So again, like nice sharp look to them, like the wood inlays and stuff like that. This is actually also a key-tuned bongo. So, which means that you don't need to have like a wrench or whatever to tune it. You can use like a regular drum key. So it's a bit more user-friendly in that respect. I mean, personally, I don't carry a wrench with me. I carry a drum key. So, like, tuning these ones is just like, it's easy. So, so I like these bongos a lot, like I said. So they're $59.95 and come with a $25 gift card. So, Granite Bongo, GP Bongo 2 in the gift issue. So there you go. Really cool. I'm going to field a couple questions here before I trip over something else. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Can you comment on pedals for cajons. Okay. Yes, you can get pedals for cajons, like bass drum pedals. I didn't have any that I brought with me here today. But you know, they do exist. I think DW makes one, and I think Meinl also makes one. Usually they're like with a hydraulic cable, like similar to like a bike cable, and they'll have like a frame that the cajon sits inside, and then with like the beater and whatnot, it's going to be softer than a bass drum beater. It's going to be at the front of the cajon, and the pedal will be you know, on a cable up to the side, and you could use it like a regular, you know, kick drum that'll you know, trigger that bass sound there. There's some that are more of a direct drive thing, but yes, they do exist, but I did not bring any with me. And I honestly can't remember the price range of them, but that's something that you could easily email me or call me tomorrow at work. I'll be there, 11:30. And brushes for cajon, Natasha, yes. Actually, I kept these ones kind of handy that I was talking about. So these ones are not the wire brushes. These are like the Los Cabos brushes. These are more of like the plastic. And now, again, they're going to respond more on a cajon, right? Some cajon brushes, like the bristles might be a little bit thicker, or have a bit of, instead of like a metal part here, like that, because that can kind of maybe damage the wood. It might be a bit more of a softer, like a foam. But these ones also still work. You can kind of, right, like usually I'll play like more like a traditional setup. So yes, cajon brushes are a thing, but I would just veer away from using a metal, a wire brush. I would go with more like a plastic one. Or like I said, like there's, I believe Meinl makes some that are more specific cajon brushes, and also cajon mallets are a thing. There's, and some of them actually have a combination of the two. I think there's a Meinl version that has, I think, thicker bristles and a little bit of like a foam, almost like a ball in the middle of it that you can get like a good bass thump with. So anyway, those are pretty cool. Any shakers? Question from Aaron. None that I believe I brought with me, but let's consult the gift issue because there might be some in the realm of Granite percussion. That could. Let's see what we got here. Oh, actually, yes, I did have some. I have the little Granite maracas here, and they go for $9.95. You know. So there you go. There's some shakers there for you. And we got a couple other ones. Like we have like some jingle bells and some you know, small cabasses and things like that. These are all things that are listed in the you know, the percussion accessories thing. Actually, this thing we have right here, the Kalimba. That's right here. There you go. It's a little. This is the Beaver Creek little Kalimba. There we go. And yeah, sounds pretty cool. You can tune these things. You know, they just kind of like lengthen or shorten the bars. But this is your little Beaver Creek Kalimba, and let's just take a gander here. Where did we find that here? Because I just want to make sure we got all our bases covered. Yeah, so $27.99 for the Beaver Creek 17-note Kalimba. There's also like Meinl makes a Kalimba also. I brought this guy, so you have a couple of different sound options. This one goes for $39.95 on special from $43. So again, great small little gift. You want to learn something new. You want to get a little bit, you know, melodic, or you know, just try a different instrument. I know people that record with these things. They make some really interesting soundtracks and stuff. So, you know, great small portable option, percussive option for any person on your list. Doesn't have to be a drummer per se, but anyway. What else we got? Is there anywhere to find audio described sheet music for the drums? Well, that's a later question. I didn't have that. I mean, yeah. You might have to call me on that one, but So another question, do you have any educational books, DVDs? Our print music, well, in my shop specifically, we have our large print music departments, which I didn't bring any actual, like drum, drum music there, but I do have, oddly enough, this Rush book. This is a Modern Drummer Legends Neil Peart book. Basically, it's all of his cover stories from the years of Modern Drummer magazine and whatnot. So great pictures. It's fairly large book. I mean, how many pages we've got? But yeah, full color. 112 pages. Good book about Neil. $27.95 if you're like a Rush fan or drums or music fan. That's kind of why I brought those up with the Bonham drumsticks and the Peart book. It's just like classic rock and roll content right there. So regarding books and stuff, Aaron, I have the Neil Peart book, but I did not bring any like drum educational books, as that was not what we were focused on today. But other things like like learning something new, as I mentioned, like the Bongos per se or that Kalimba. Also, I'm not even going to begin to pretend I'm an expert with this thing, but this is the traditional Irish boron. It's like their player's pack. It has everything that you would need. So it has a bag with it. I think there's an instructional DVD with it. And like the stick that you would use to play called the tipper, and I believe some conditioning oil. So basically everything that you would need to learn this fabulous instrument, this boron, goes for $64.95, marked down from $91. So again, I'm not even going to attempt to play that. That's more like my buddy Oshin's department. But if he's watching, I'm sure he's rolling his eyes at me not making the attempt at this thing. But no, I'll leave that up to you, my friend. So there we go. So there's have we covered all the things that I was going to talk about? It's very possible. I mean, well, let's see here. We covered our headphones. We covered our cowbells, our bongos. The Evans drumhead, yes. The drum tools, yep. Practice pads. Yes, actually, yeah. I brought a few different options there. Forgot about one thing. Let's try this one out first. This is just like your Evans 12-inch practice pad. It's single-sided, which means there's like some of them have like a double side. This one's just single-sided, fairly soft playing surface. Goes for $47.95. What I like about this one is it can fit easily on a snare stand with like the shape of it. I'll do that right now actually. I'll take the Black Magic snare drum off, and I will take just my regular Mapex S600 stand. As I mentioned, we got those two. Making a little minor adjustment, but yeah, you can fit the pad onto a regular snare stand, and you can hear how it sounds. Again, it's let's try with two sticks. So again, very quiet, very portable, as I mentioned. So that's one practice pad option. I had a few other ones that's like there's, for instance, Remo makes a practice pad. This is like their silent stroke practice pad. The one thing with this one is it actually is adjustable. You can adjust the tension on the drum head itself by way of a screwdriver. Because it's like similar mesh drum head. Let me get into this thing here. I'm not going to destroy the box too much. All right, here we go. So yeah, mesh playing surface, similar to that mesh drum head that I talked about earlier. But you can adjust the tension with the screwdriver. Very quiet pad. I'll give you an example of that right now. I'm using a Cajon as a seat now. This is actually quite cozy. So again, very quiet, not a whole lot of volume there, but it's very responsive. And because it's adjustable, it can essentially mimic the feel of a regular drum. Also, it has like a it has a bit of a rim to it, so you can get those rim knocks or rim shots and stuff like that. So it can be even more authentic. So anyway, that's that. What else do we got here? What about drum dampening like snare weights or gels? Recap moon gels. All right, I'm going to recap some moon gels. I did not bring any of the snare weights, but I do know that those are gaining more and more popularity these days as like people are trying to mimic electronic sounds on drums. So that's kind of where those weight kind of things come in handy, because they apply like just different varying degrees of dampening in one shot. Like moon gels can kind of do that, yes, depending on how many you use. But I'm gonna toss one on this Ludwig snare drum here, because it's brass, so it's gonna have a bit more of a wilder feel in general. Because brass is naturally brighter sounding than wood. So let me just readjust here. I'm gonna get onto a drum seat again because, because of posture, really. Okay, here's my moon gels. And, oh, that's much better, much better. All right, here we go. Moon gels, I'm just gonna use one of these things. They're all stuck together. And here we go. So, like I said, this is going to sound a little bit wild from before, right? And then I'm going to toss this one little piece of moon gel, the top corner here, like so. And here we go. So off, and I'll even make like more of a disgusted face while this happens too, so you can kind of, in real time. So. Did we get it that time?
Yeah.
All right, we got it that time. So anyway, so there we go with some moon gels. Like I said, I did not bring any drum weights, but there are other options for containing the sound there. There's also O-rings that Evans, or E-rings, sorry, that Evans makes. And they're just like either like a 1 inch or a 2 inch. It's like one single piece of mylar from like a drum head. Imagine you had like a drum head, but you just cut around the perimeter and just laid that piece on top of there, right? That's like what these E-rings do, and they really help bring down a lot of these overtones, similar to the moon gels, but they're kind of a less permanent thing. Moon gels, they're great. They're very portable. But they can get dirty. You have to kind of clean them every so often. Like they might get sticks or dirt in them, like any kind of elements really. But these other ones they can work as well. But they're just a little bit they're a little bit larger. So they like the rings. They're a little bit larger. So they're not as say like user friendly as like something like the moon gels that you literally just put them in your stick bag, your snare bag. And they're there when you need them. You don't necessarily have to have them all the time. So anyway, that's why I like those over as opposed to the rings. But hopefully that answers your question about mutes. There's also like the Big Fat Snare Drum series and stuff. Those are again added weight that you would put onto the drum to kind of either mute it or make some sort of like non-natural, artificial kind of sound with the drum. Like I said, a lot of these things came out from trying to recreate electronic sounds, like those classic 808 snare sounds, whatever. People would kind of doctor up their drum heads to try to recreate those things. Anyway, one more practice pad to talk about because I really like these guys here. They're made by Prologix, and before I trip over more things here, let me just see what we got here. Oh right, yes. Okay, so I got these guys here. I'm just going to leave them kind of on actually, let's see these, both of them here. Basically, they're fairly small. They're very portable. And they have, you can see it's like a slab of wood, but they have different pads on top of them, and they're different densities, right? So you have like this black one. It's very flexible. You can see how much like flex it has there, how much deflection it can do. And then this one is fairly hard, this one. Then I have this one is moderately hard, moderately soft, and then moderately hard here. So they're all going to have different overall feels to them, to kind of mimic certain experiences that you're going to get on a drum set or drum playing surface, because like toms are not going to sound or feel the same as a snare drum or whatever, or not all snare drums are going to feel the same. So, and a lot of times people would like to use a softer pad as more of a workout type thing, because the stick's not going to bounce as much, and you're really relying on developing your strength and whatnot. So again, like not a lot of natural rebound with that. You see it's kind of dead. And then I try the other side, harder surface. Look at that bounce. It's crazy. Let's try that again. Look at it. Not much going on there. Whole lot going on there. And then same thing with, I have like the blue one, a little bit more more dense than the black one on this side. And then finally, red, kind of an in-between. But again, all that for $54.99. ProLogix pads come in a little box. Definitely a really cool idea for the drummer who needs to practice, or needs a place to practice, because like you can't get to his rehearsal studio, or it's just snowing or something, I don't know. But there you go. These pads work quite well to alleviate that issue. And yeah, so I think I've made enough of a mess in this room with all these various products. Yeah, and I don't think we have any more questions. I think we've kind of wrapped all that up. I think I've called it all the loose ends there. But like I said, any other questions? I mean, where I work, so you give me a shout there. I'm always open to talk about drums. It's kind of what I like to do. But anyway, so thanks a lot for hanging out with me on this nice maybe cold Thursday. I don't know, but thanks for stopping by. Thanks for your questions, and let us know if you have any questions. Like I said, I'm Tim from Long McQuade in downtown Toronto, and this was our Great Gift Ideas drums and percussion live stream. But yeah, like I said, lots of gift card options. We have, check out the gift issue for, basically everything we just talked about is all in there. And yeah, gift cards, absolutely. Like a lot of them come, a lot of the things we talked about come with gift cards, or just getting a gift card in general, and just keep that rhythm going all season long. Anyway, so thanks a lot. Thanks for stopping by. Have a fantastic evening. Bye-bye.